Picture this. Somewhere in the world, tens of thousands of newspapers get delivered to homes, cafes, and newsstands before the sun rises. Each sports headline, political analysis, crossword, and Saturday comic strip. Fresh ink on crisp sheets, ready and waiting, almost as if by magic. But it isn't magic. It's a monumentally coordinated feat of technology, logistics, and human determination. How is it even possible to print, assemble, and distribute all those newspapers at such incredible speed, day after day, without fail? Let's unravel the frenzy behind lightning-fast newspaper printing and discover why it takes immense precision and teamwork to get today's news into your hands, hours before you even wake up. We'll start where every newspaper begins, the newsroom. Evening falls, and while most people slow down, for journalists, editors, and designers, this is crunch time. News pours in from around the globe, breaking updates, election results, sports finals, often up to the last possible minute. The reason for this is simple. The more up-to-date the newspaper, the more valuable it is to you, the reader. So editors work deep into the night, finalizing headlines, correcting errors, laying out pages, and verifying facts. Once the final version is ready, it's sent, sometimes at midnight or later, to the printing plant. Now, here's where the first jaw-dropping transition happens. The digital files are instantly transmitted to an enormous facility humming with activity while the city sleeps. Inside, impossibly large rolls of paper, sometimes as wide as a person is tall, wait patiently on massive reels. Each of these can weigh over a ton and stretch for miles if you unrolled them across a field. The machines these rolls feed into are offset printing presses, and they are giants. If you stood on tiptoe, you might just see over their gleaming metal frameworks, all whirling rollers and blinking control panels. Why this machinery? Offset printing offers razor-sharp text and images at dizzying speeds. First, printing plates are made for each page, thin metal sheets etched with the design of each part of the issue. Usually, there's one plate for each color: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. This combination produces the full spectrum of images and eye-catching headlines. A plate is locked into the press, inked, and then comes the real magic. The image is pressed onto a rubber cylinder, which then transfers the ink onto the fast-moving paper. This indirect process lets the machinery run non-stop and keeps the plates from wearing out, even after tens of thousands of impressions. Here's what that looks like in numbers. Some modern presses can print up to 70,000 newspapers an hour. That's nearly 20 newspaper pages every single second, fluttering past in a blur. In the short interval between, say, midnight and 2 in the morning, an entire city's worth of papers are produced, often hundreds of thousands of copies. Think about what this means. A finished paper can journey from a reporter's computer to a reader's breakfast table in just a few hours, anywhere in the city. But pages don't just tumble off the press as a neat stack. The paper starts as a single, enormous web, kilometers long. It speeds through rollers where it's printed on both sides, cut, folded, and even stitched or glued into sections, sometimes as many as 40 or 50 pages per issue. All of this happens so rapidly that the presses themselves have to be inside massive, climate-controlled rooms to avoid overheating or static sparks. Another mind-bending detail: the complexity of color alignment. Imagine trying to print a magazine photo using 4 transparent colors, each exactly layered on top of the other at hundreds of meters per minute. If the paper shifts by even the width of a hair, you get ghost images or blurry photos. To prevent this, sensors track the tiniest shifts and make microscopic adjustments in real time, keeping every dot and letter perfectly in place. Meanwhile, almost as soon as the first copies start rolling off, teams of workers or automated arms stack and bundle them for distribution. Trucks, vans, and sometimes even bikes wait by loading docks with engines running. Routes are mapped down to the minute. Some big cities have multiple printing facilities. Whichever one is closest to you probably prints your local edition, trimmed and customized for your area's breaking stories, weather, and events. This is a race against time. If one machine jams or an ink supply runs out, hundreds of thousands of readers might wake to find empty porches and newsstands. That's why teams constantly inspect and adjust, catching errors at every step. In some plants, robotic eyes scan every paper for printing flaws as they fly past. Imperfect copies get whisked away, shredded, or recycled. No room for smudges or crooked folds. After the newspapers are bundled, a second storm of coordination begins. Drivers load vans and trucks with stacks, sometimes countless bundles heading to distant corners of a city or region. For major newspapers, this can mean hundreds of delivery routes, each with strict deadlines, literally racing against the clock to complete their rounds before sunrise. If you think your morning commute is stressful, imagine trying to ensure every single newsstand in a city has fresh copies before the first customer arrives. That's the physical journey, but beneath it, there's a philosophy that's easy to miss. Even in the digital era, the speed and scale of newspaper manufacturing is not just about paper and ink. It's about trust. Readers rely on accuracy, timeliness, and reliability. The ability to deliver that every single day forms the backbone of a free and informed society. In that sense, every night, these printing presses affirm a civic mission, transforming fleeting news into a public record, ready for discussion over morning coffee. Let's reflect on what goes into a single issue, because it mirrors a classic idea often found in literature and poetry: the value of effort behind things we take for granted. Whenever you pause over a crossword or a front-page story, you're really holding the product of tens of thousands of decisions, actions, and adjustments made in rapid succession the night before. Each issue is gone from the presses in hours, but the effort invested is immense. A single morning paper might not seem remarkable today, when news is everywhere, every second, on screens in our pockets. But consider, the physical newspaper is a fleeting artifact. Today's front page is new for only a few hours. By tomorrow, it's become part of history, archived, recycled, or used to line a pet cage. And yet, for a brief moment, it's a vital bridge between the chaos of the world and each individual citizen. Reflect for a moment on a passage from ancient philosophy. The swift passage of time makes each moment precious. And every morning, the arrival of the newspaper, containing the compressed events of the world, is a kind of proof that humans can coordinate complex actions at breathtaking speed and scale. So why does this centuries-old process persist, even as digital media is everywhere? The answer blends technology and culture. There is something about the tactile sensation of ink-stained fingers, the rustle of fresh newsprint, and the way a headline jumps out in bold. Printed papers can't be edited away or quietly disappeared after publication. Millions of people finding the same copy on the same day, that guarantees the record, makes it publicly real. Of course, the printing of newspapers is shrinking in some places, and digital news increases every year. But the nightly sprint continues in cities and towns around the world. Newspapers remain one of humanity's greatest logistical accomplishments, proof of what it takes to inform, connect, and reflect a society page by page in the small hours before dawn. So, the next time you see a stack of newspapers or unfold one at breakfast, imagine the blur of machines, the careful hands, the sleepless editors, and the silent cargo vans streaking through the empty streets. Each sheet of newsprint is the end point of a race against time, one that starts with the news of the world and ends at your own kitchen table before most alarms ring. And consider, if it takes all this ingenuity, speed, and coordination to deliver the morning paper, what other necessary things are manufactured in equally astonishing ways, hidden from our sleepy eyes? That question, maybe, is the real story behind every headline. What are all, above all.